Hello people of the internet, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, a happy Wednesday to you all. I would not make that same mistake like I did in the MV, but regardless, hope you're having a great day, or if you're watching this on your point of the week, hope you're having a great day nonetheless. We checked out, or we are about 5 minutes fresh from checking out the most recent title track from Lucy, titled Villain, and oh my goodness, was it a time and a half. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was absolutely terrific. And we say this a lot around here, but if the title track is that good, how good are the B-sides going to be? Knowing Lucy, I reckon the B-sides are also going to be very good as well. So we have the rest of the From mini album, the From EP to check out. We've got 4 more songs: Complex, Doggaebi Dance, Without Forgetting, and Falling Flower. And I'm very excited to get into the swing of things. Of course, this is a little bit of a bittersweet era for Wall Walls around the world, because this will be the last time we get new music featuring Mr. Shin Gwangil for a little bit, because he is off to his mandatory military enlistment and in the beginning of September. So we only have less than a month with Gwangil as part of Lucy. And if I'm correct in thinking, Lucy have never had a military hiatus before, so it'll be very interesting to see how they deal with that moving forward. Like, are we gonna get Lucy solo releases? Are we gonna get like a Lucy unit going on? You know, K-bands have done military hiatuses and stuff, and they've come out of the other side perfectly fine. So I have high hopes. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Lucy do moving forward, or at least for the immediate future. But in the meantime, we have 4 new songs to check out, so let's do just that. Here we go! Right, let me see once again if the Reddit posts have updated with the album. No, they haven't. Lucy albums don't really get posted on the Reddit threads, which is slightly sad. Like, I feel like Day 6, Extraordinary Heroes, like your kind of idol bands, are the only ones that really get attention on r/K-pop, which is, you know, as the K-band enthusiast around here, makes me very sad indeed. But thankfully, Genius.com exists, so we've got the album credits for Genius.com pulled up. I'm gonna, of course, read off of the credits of every single song, because credit where credit is due, especially when it comes to Lucy albums, because the quality is very good. So, let's get started properly. Track number 1. We're not gonna listen to it now, but we spent over 20 minutes on it. If you want to go check that out, it's on the channel already. Most likely you're probably from there, so hello. Track number 1, titled Villain, written by Mr. Wonsang himself, Choi Young-hoon. What have you worked on? Eugene from Hybrid and Miss Oyeon. So we get, of course, it's a Lucy release, we're gonna get Miss Oyeon involved. But let me, let's see, Choi Young-hoon, you've done some Kiss of Life stuff, you've done other Lucy stuff in the past. Did Doyoung's Little Light. Cool. Cool stuff. And then Eugene Hybrid also worked on Doyoung's Little Light, and Gravity's Ready or Not, Lucy's Boogeyman and Over the Christmas, and then a handful of stuff from this album. So okay, so Eugene is fairly new to the to Lucy's discography. That's cool. And then, of course, since we listened to that already, takes us to track number 2, the first of the B-sides, titled Complex. Exactly the same credits list as Villain, except Oyeon is second in line rather than last in line. Cool stuff. Oh, we are moving, aren't we? Oh, it's snappy.
Check 가을은 할 일도 없나 봐 하필 지금 날 비춰 나라도 이런 난 별로니까 그래도 괜찮아 난 이대로 달아나도 무서웠어 내 마음 너 진짜 왜 이래 괜한 기대
We've got some really high octane songs this album, don't we? We're 2 for 2. Some clever digital work going on too, like lots of filtering to create a dramatic effect and stuff like that. This kind of feels like a B-side that we would have gotten from the Unbelievable album. But it also, kind of going along the lines of Villain, has that anime aesthetic to it. And I mean, we know Lucy do this sound very well, but like, more than usual, this feels very anime-y to me. I am also loving the fact that we are getting like 5 times the amount of vocalist one song on this album already. Like, we're not even 2 songs in yet, but we've gotten so much one song vocal. Bump it up all the way. Oh, cool descent there. Get like more relaxed as we finish. Dueling strings? 예찬비 one song on dueling strings? Hell yes. Holy gas. Oh my goodness. It's like we accelerated one more little burst at the end. Final sprint to the finish-esque finish there. Woo! Alright, we are not holding back on the energy one bit. What song off of the Insert Coin album? It's like if the Insert Coin era of sound and Boogeyman came together, is what Complex gives me. I really like it though. It's gas. By the end of it, it definitely wasn't as much of a J-Rocky sound as it started with, but I think that's perfectly fine. And honestly, for me, Complex works really well as a song that you can listen to multiple times and you pick up on different details every single time. Like, this is a very busy song. And it's very, well, I mean, it's in the title. It's a very complex song. And because of it, there's so many different layers, especially, considering this is a Lucy release, there's always going to be very intricate layering going on with this song. Whether it's, the vocals, interchanging the vocals, depending on who's taking lead at whatever moment in the song it is, if their vocals have any filter to them, if they have any harmony to them. In the instrumental section, what instrument is taking lead, one instrument is taking like a sub role. Are they, in the case of that instrumental bridge, are they going at each other? Like, that's a really cool concept of dueling strings in this group. And the fact that the dueling strings isn't what you'd expect from, like, if you knew nothing about this group and you heard that the band setup was violin, vocal, guitar, bass, and drum, And, you know, admittedly, guitar and vocal is combined into one person, but you'd think violin and guitar would be lead instruments. Not on this bridge. It's bass and violin, and that's just so cool, because they're not doing the same part. They're doing two very different parts. And they're like trying to one-up each other, but they still sound in sync with each other. Like, they still sound like a cohesive instrumental part, even though the rhythms are entirely different, the notes they're playing are different. That is called clever songwriting. It's really easy to just write two busy instrumental parts and put them together, but it's really hard to make that put together unit sound good. That solo sounds terrific. Busy, but terrific. This entire song is very busy. And hence why the title of the song is extremely well titled. But Lucy know how to do a really busy song and not overwhelm the listener. For me, I don't feel overwhelmed listening to this. I want to listen to it more, because I know for a fact that first time around I missed important details on it. And this is one of those songs where I'll come back to it in 3 weeks time and I'll find something that I didn't this week. Like, you can get some mileage out of this song. Hell yes. Keep her moving though. Track number 3, Doggaebi Dance. Written by Mr. Wonsang, Eugene, Oyeon, Cho Young-hoon. Exactly the same list. This time Oyeon is number 3 in line. I never understand the order of the names being put on here, but I'm pedantic like that, so we'll keep her moving. Doggaebi Dance. Oh, I'm so here for this. Cool build though, it's nice and gradual. Even though the song's high energy off rip, it's still growing gradually. The late release too? Whoa! Halftime at one time. Holy style switch. Wow, this song takes you on a journey, doesn't it? That stutter step for the start. Nice, it's so nice. It's a little hiccup, but it gets your attention. Oh, the little... Big moment coming up here. Huge rhythm switch again. Reset back to the original. the way they just incorporate this almost like stringlet march element. The way the string section just rolls up that glissando to start. Woo! I'm tired after that. That is an energetically demanding song, isn't it? My goodness. But it's absolutely terrific. At the beginning, I thought it was going to be something akin to Daddy Daddy Do. It's the opening theme from... I don't know what the English title is of that song. Kaguya-sama. Okay. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. The opening to that has a really nice song called Daddy Daddy Do. It's a saxophone driven song. Really cool to listen to. I thought it was gonna be like a Lucy interpretation of that. Boy, was I wrong. There's so much going on with Doggaebi Dance. The song kind of works in phases, and every single phase is treated a little bit differently, especially that kind of post-chorus section, where you get a major breakdown of the beat. Oh, excuse me, I don't know where that came from. I think I went too long without breathing there for a second. What was I saying? Oh yeah, works in phases. It's definitely the most compartmentalized song on this album so far. Like, both Villain and Complex flow pretty... Even though they've got their own little phase changes and stuff, if they flow together pretty well. But Doggaebi Dance has, I think, the most moments where you've got a major switch. And, I mean, I have no problems with it. If it's executed that well, I have no problems about it whatsoever. But, in a way... I think Doggaebi Dance is a little bit more complex than Complex was. I don't even know what the proper pronunciation of Complex is, but is it a complex or is it complex? That's a very good question. But Doggaebi Dance, you know, it has that dance vibe to it. It's really high energy. It's got a really nice up and down bounce that's not over, like... It's that up and down bop, right? It's, you know, Doggaebi Dance up and down. Stylistically, it's perfect, but there's huge switch ups that go on to it where it's almost like the song giving you a break, but that break is actually a red herring, and it's like a kind of big moment that happens, which I quite like. They pull it off very well. And there's a lot of digital work going on with this one as well, and digital work in the best way, in the good way, not in the way that I don't really like or don't really prefer. You know, oftentimes in pop, when I say digital work, it usually means auto-tune or just like heavy filtering. Doggaebi Dance goes heavy filtering, but it's stylistically appropriate for me. Big brain plays from the Lucy music team, which should be expected at this point, isn't it? Oh, I'm on Genius. That's why that didn't work. Let's try that again. Right, track. Huh? It's called Burn It? Okay, apparently it's called Burn It. Let me confirm that. It is called Burn It. I guess this Genius page is a little bit old now, but on track number 4, titled Burn It. Written by Gwangil and Ad Blessed. So this is the Gwangil song. Ad Blessed, what have you worked on? Lucy's Never in Vain, Lucy's Magic, We Will Fly Away from the Childhood album, Jaejung's Dream Party off his most recent album. Cool. New producer, hell yeah. Are we gonna go soft?
나의 마음을 모두 잃어버린 날 그날의 마음은 얼어붙어 있어서 시간이 갈수록 차갑게 스며들던 다시 살아내야 했던 많은 날들은 남김없이 태울 수 있다면 그렇게도
It's giving off the sentimental vibes from like that childhood album. Or at least that would be appropriate in that era. Oh, acoustic guitar with the strings is always a great combo.
다시 피워내자고 남김없이 태워 다시 한번 태워 다시 살아갈 수 있도록.
Oh, the piano takeaway is OD. Oh, that's so good. Hello, marching band snare. Tremolo from the string section. I wish I understood what they were singing, because I reckon there's some really deep lyrics in this. It is that type of song, isn't it? I guess we're in the modern age, so we'll do this. It's almost refreshing to hear a Lucy song that uses the strings in like the classical instrumentation method, isn't it? Bro, as sentimental, like ballady type songs goes, that's a 10 out of 10. You really feel the emotion of it, and it feels like it's just a constant barrage of emotional text, because the song's freaking 4 minutes long plus. Like, that's crazy. In this economy, like, any song over 3 minutes is considered a blessing, but we got a song that's over 4, and it's emotional, and it's pretty. Oh, yes. And I can't help but think that, you know, considering this is very much kind of a two-man show when it comes to production side of things, and, well, I've got the original credits poster up, but it's Ad Blessed on composition and arrangement. Everything else is Gwangil on it. And I can't help but feel like this is like his way of saying goodbye but not farewell type of thing. You know what I mean? It's just so nice. I can't help but feel get in that sappy mood whenever we come across a song like this. It's why I love the ballads so much, is because whenever I listen to a ballad, the emotions that they're portraying on it are like doubly effective on me. And maybe it's my personality, maybe it's like my musical interest, maybe it's my way of coping with emotion and stuff like that, but the ballad has always been a very strong genre of music for me. It doesn't matter like what type of ballad it is. If it's a ballad with a whole lot of human emotion involved in it, I'm going to like it. And naturally, Burn It just is so pretty and has just gone straight to the heartstrings, and it's gorgeous. But yeah, I feel like it's very refreshing to hear a Lucy song where the strings are actually used as part of like a string ensemble rather than it being treated as almost like a guitar substitute in a way. Like Lucy have, I think to the general public, are pretty unique in that they've got a violin in the first place. Kind of like how Hopi Pola is unique because they have a cello amongst their instrumental ranks alongside, you know, a typical guitar and your keys and your vocals and stuff. That's what, I mean, that's what brought me to Lucy, was the fact that they have a violinist. And well, it was back when I learned about Hopi Pola for the first time around Christmas 2 years ago that someone had mentioned Lucy and, you know, the whole super band thing. That's where my like deep-seated love for K-bands really originated, was finding out about Hopi Pola. So in reality, I'm very new to this whole K-band thing, but I learned about Lucy through Hopi Pola, and of course, you know, we checked out Superband since then. But as a violinist, Lucy always were appealing to me ever since I learned about them, because they have Yechan as violin. But to hear the violin in its natural environment on a Lucy track almost feels like Yechan isn't in the song. Like, Yechan has such a prominent place in Lucy songs because he is that guitar, like that lead guitar alternative. But the fact that we get a string ensemble now almost feels like, because Yechan isn't used in the normal way that we're used to hearing him, he's not there anymore. And it's almost like the spirit of Yechan has been consumed by an orchestra of wall walls or something like that. And I think that's so neat to me. Wow. It's amazing how much like power one person or like one instrument can hold if they like pre-establish themselves as a dominant presence in a song or in a group like this. But it's super pretty. It's super pretty. And had I been in a more emotionally like sensitive state, I could cry to this. Like, this is a song that I could happily shed tears to. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. And which unfortunately takes us to the final song on the album. This is track number 5, Falling Flower, written by Mr. Wonsang Oyeon and Choi Young-hoon. So no Eugene from Hybrid on this one.
아련히 피워는 눈부신 다짐도 꽃이 지듯
Again, this is not Lucy Yechan that we're normally used to hearing. Oh, acoustic guitar is a great touch, though. We've got bass coming in. Wow. This did not have the release I thought it would. It's a lot more energetic than I thought. I don't know why, but like hearing classical strings from Miechan is putting a big smile on my face. For a song that almost sets itself up to be a more anthem-y song, it's actually quite energetic in the chorus. Oh, it feels more in line the second time around. Oh, have a slide one time. And getting a choir involved? Terrific. And you can tell for this violin solo, it's not the same approach to the violin section as previously in the song. Like, this is Lucy violinist Shin Ye-chan now. Hold off the release. There it is. How dare you sneak in a key change there, Mr. Sangyeob? Not fair. No, I'm a sucker for a key change. Sustain it. Oh, we don't have a finish. Oh my goodness! It's almost 5 minutes long. I was wondering how long this song was because it felt like it was going on for a hot minute. It's 4 minutes and 49 seconds. Again, in this economy? What? Hold on, I need to... I'm sorry if I peaked the microphone there. But... Okay, so the shortest song on this album is Doggaebi Dance, and that's 3 minutes 25. Oh, we are fed today, Wall Walls. Oh my goodness. Like, legitimately, the average length of a song on this album is like 3 minutes and 40, like 50 odd something seconds. That's crazy. But I mean, that is what I feel like in the K-band world, that is pretty common to get longer songs, which I'm extremely thankful for because admittedly, one of my gripes about the current state of K-pop right now is that the songs are too short. But boy, were we fed with this From album. Oh, spectacular, c'est magnifique. Look, you know how I mentioned with Burn It, I'm a sucker for a good sentimental song, and Falling Flower to me almost feels like the admittedly, I don't know what the lyrics are saying, so I could be very off the mark here. But for me, it kind of feels like the reprise from Play. Like, there's like a hopefulness to it. There's a kind of, you know, personal reflection type sensation I'm getting from it. A little bit nostalgic, but a little bit hopeful for what the future has in store. like this feels like the happy ending of a coming of age story type of song, and it's so good. It's so good. It's honestly, like, this album is ridiculous. I expected it to be ridiculous, but this album is ridiculous. But Falling Flower in particular, again, getting, I mean, by the end of the song, it wasn't the case, but getting Yechan, who normally turns into an electric guitar replacement on a Lucy song, really use that classical violin side of things on a track like this is so nice, because there is a kind of elegance to just your kind of stereotypical classical string approach. I feel like, and there's a natural classiness to a string orchestra that is just really good on a sentimental song like this. But bro, Falling Flower is once again, kind of like with Villain, a song that the progression, it just gets, the song continuously just evolves as a song would normally. But Falling Flower evolves in a way where every single second you progress through the song, it gets better and better. Honestly, like, this song peaks at the final chorus for me. It just, you think it's really pretty to start. Oh, there's a kind of emotional softness to it. Oh, the sentimental value is really good. It's very pretty. And then it just keeps going, and it keeps going, and then you get a key change in there. Y'all know how much of a sucker I am for a key change, and then it just keeps going. Then you get the choir, like, the choir gets involved the most that they ever get involved with on the song in that final chorus, and then it's just absolute glory to the heavens. Oh my. I feel like I'm getting a little bit overexcited. Hold on. I feel like my heartbeat is a little bit too fast. But personal health issues aside, this is insane. The fact that, you know, Villain into Complex into Doggaebi Dance, you have a lot of fun. But then you have Burn It and then Falling Flower as a way to finish, where you had a whole lot of fun, and we have to finish the album, but we're gonna finish it in a way where you're all going to be crying happy tears. Like, this isn't an album that screams end of an era to me. This isn't an album that is put together in a way where after the end of the final song, you're gonna be like, oh, that was a really good album. No, you are going to really like the album, and you're gonna feel the high off of this album for a long time. Unbelievable stuff, gentlemen. Unbelievable stuff. I am a little bit, like, emotional about this. I can't lie. There's something about Lucy that will, I mean, maybe it's because of the fact that I know what their origin story is through Superband now. Like, I didn't have that level of appreciation when I initially found out about Lucy, but of course, you know, spending 14 weeks on Superband with you all when I was still living in the UK last year, seeing how Lucy, you know, arranged themselves, came to be initially formed on Superband, however you want to phrase it, even with, you know, not having Sangyup in the picture until after the show, because we had, oh no, I'm testing my knowledge here, from Gift. Shit. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Oh, J-Hook, right? I'm not gonna make myself look a fool. Not The Gift. Korean band. Ju-hyuk. Damn, I was so close. But you get my point. I have a connection to all the Superband groups now because we got to see that story come to fruition. We got to see the origin story of these bands. But knowing just how much tiny little stuff goes into every single Lucy song, that for me, as a person who loves breaking down like the little composition side of stuff when it comes to music, I get a full several course meal out of every single Lucy release that drops. But this era, there is something different about this album. I don't know what it is. I don't know what secret ingredient it is. I don't know if it's the fact that, of course, Gwangil is going to be going off to the military in a few weeks' time, or because they have a live show that I'm going to. I don't know what the case may be, but this album is hitting unlike any Lucy release has before. Admittedly, we do still have that childhood album to listen to, and that's been very well received. The problem is that's like a 13-song album or whatever it is. How long is that childhood album? Oh, never mind. It's 15 songs long. It's quite a long album, and I just haven't made the time to get around to it. I do plan on doing that at some point. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. I want to get around to doing that because it's one of the most well received albums from Lucy that I've seen people comment and write about, and I think with good reason, considering the title track on that album is one of the few, or not one of the few, but one of the handful of Korean songs that's made me cry listening to it. But this From album is very much challenging that for me. I didn't think that would happen today. I'm not upset by it by any means, and I could not be more pleased with this 11 out of 10 album. In terms of, I want to see what K-band albums we've listened to this year. There hasn't been a whole lot. I reckon Day 6's album is probably up there. The Extraordinary Heroes Troubleshooting album is probably on that list. Oh, One We's Planet 9 Isotropy is on there. QWER's Manit. I guess we have listened to a couple of K-band albums, but where I'm standing right now, and this is meant as no disrespect to any of the other K-bands we've checked out this year, this From album is taking that top spot, and I don't really think it's a question. That's insane. Like, I love K-bands. I'm definitely looking at this album through rose-tinted glasses. I don't care. This album is ridiculous. It's spectacular. It's stupendous. I don't have enough adjectives to describe how much I love this album. If I see it, I'm gonna cop this. Like, I usually only buy albums that, if it's from my alt group, like with Dreamcatcher, I've been buying, or trying to buy a lot of their older albums secondhand when I was still living in the UK. But I'll buy albums that leave an impact on me. That's why I will want to have a memory, like a physical memory of what an album has made me, like when an album has really impacted how I perceive an artist, or just made me experience something I've never experienced before when it comes to music. Like, that childhood album is there solely because of Play right now. There's 14 other songs on that album, and I reckon I'm probably going to feel the same way. But this From album, exactly like all those albums you see back there, they have left a ridiculously good impression on me, and I'm in love with it. And that's where I'll leave it off, because I reckon if I get any more into it, I'm going to passionately waffle for probably about 2 hours. So I'm going to leave you all here. I'm going to go make dinner, and I'm going to go and get these uploaded. So thank you all for listening along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did, and much like the title track, I enjoyed that quite a bit. So it's going to take a lot of enjoyment to reach my levels, if you know what I'm saying. But one last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day today. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.